approach you, they won't, and sometimes even if you approach people well, they might still feel bad like because you don't know what they're going through. So that's it. And then Eli tell her, go in peace. And the God of Israel give you what you have asked him for. May you always, and she said, may you always think kindly of me, she replied. Then she went away, ate some food, and was no longer sad. She was sad when she was praying to the Lord. You see? You see what we learned? You see, it's connected to the beginning of chapter 1. When Penina was humiliating and oppressing her because she had no children. You see how she went and prayed to the Lord at the house of the Lord and asked God and cried miserable, and the Lord, surely the Lord saw her. But that this is in this verse, the Lord has not yet answered her, but surely the Lord saw her. Because the prophet Eli was already there. Surely the Lord saw her. So you see that it's connected to the beginning. So that's why never be the reason why someone cry. Because you said at the beginning, Penina was oppressing and humiliating her. So that doesn't mean she still didn't want. That doesn't mean that Hannah was not sad because she didn't have children, but she was sad. But the extent to which Penina pushed her was too much. That she had to stop eating. That's why always what we learned here is always check yourself, check your heart, check your attitude, your behaviors, check your surroundings, and make sure you don't do things that push someone to the extreme. You understand? You see how she has been pushed to stop eating, but that doesn't mean she wasn't sad about her situation. Maybe she was eating before. But the way Pena oppressed her, she had to stop eating. That's why, even me personally, I always check myself. So I think we should always check ourselves. Make sure that you are never the reason why if someone is praying to the Lord and the way the person is sad, and you are the reason why the person is not the person is not that the person does not lack, but you are the reason why like you are the reason she pushed herself to that extreme, and that is very wrong. You might actually be punished by the Lord. Always check yourself. I'm sorry to say that, but it might come to like smoking, many things you do, your actions, your words, you know, maybe someone greets you and you reply arrogantly. Many things you do might push someone to the extreme. I'm not saying that um it's part of, let's just say, accountability. The person might be going through something. That's why we as Christians are called to be kind. Because if you actually read your Bible from beginning to end, and the New Testament, even the Old Testament is still written too. You have to be kind. You don't know what others are going through. That does not excuse. I don't mean that you have to let yourself be stepped on. That is not what I mean. As you can see here, do not assume. What do we learn here? Don't oppress someone. Don't be the reason why someone cry. She was already crying, but don't be the reason why someone go extreme mile. You understand? Don't assume without knowing the context or why. Sometimes you have to be careful. It might be a trap. And she said, don't be drunk. And she said, no, I am not drunk, sir. Don't think I'm a worthless woman. You understand? So never push someone to low esteem. The person might, or I know some people already have low esteem, but don't entertain it by pushing the person esteem. Don't entertain it because it's a sin. I'm not saying that you must be perfect, but always check yourself and make sure you don't push people extreme. And we go on in Samuel's birth and dedication. So after the Prophet Eli has Eli the priest, I mean, has talked to her. What happened? The next morning, Elkanah and his family got up early, and after worshiping the Lord, they went back home to Ramah. And later, what happened? She gave birth to a son. The Lord answered her prayer. She gave birth to a son, and she named him Samuel, and explained in Hebrew it means the name of God, and the Hebrew verb is related to the Hebrew verb for ask. I'm actually reading from my Bible here. And she said, I asked the Lord for him. That's why she named him Samuel. So the time came again. I said from the beginning that Elkanah and his family always go yearly to the house of the Lord for the yearly sacrifice. And the special sacrifice he had promised the Lord, because you have to always, what he promised, you have to do it. So, but this time Hannah did not go because she had to win the baby. She had to win Samuel. So I can say, okay, all right, do whatever you think best. Stay at home until you have win him, and may the Lord make your promise come true. So after she had win him, she took him to Shiloh, taking along a 3-year-old bull, a bushel of flour, and a leather bag full of wine. She took Samuel, young as he was, to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, and they unalived the bull. They took the child to Eli. Hannah said to him, excuse me, sir, do you remember me? I'm the woman you saw standing here praying to the Lord. I asked him for this child and he gave me what I asked for. So I'm dedicating him to the Lord as long as he lives. He will belong to the Lord. Then they worship the Lord there. So what I just read, the passage I just read is from verse 19 to 28. What we get here is, if you make promises to the Lord, respect your promise. Respect the promise you make to the Lord. Don't make promises you can't keep, even if it's to the Lord, even if it's to people. And here, the Lord answers our prayer. That's why never oppress someone. You don't know who the person might be tomorrow. Don't oppress people. You don't know who they might be tomorrow. They might even be your helper. You don't know. You don't know the great purpose that person have. Or you might have enjoyed the blessing. You might have been among. You might have more. Let's just say most the person will be blessed. You might have been among the people that are going to rejoice and enjoy the blessing of the person because it will be much. But because of how you oppressed, you are now outside of the blessing of the person. I'm not saying you should be kind to someone because of the blessing you might get from them. Oh, that is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. You see, and she respected the promise she made the Lord, and that was what her only child at that moment. Notice that was her. If you read the context from the beginning, that is her only child at that moment. You know, you ask the Lord for, Lord, give me this, give me that. I promise I will do this. Lord, forgive me, and that is the only thing you have. You have to respect what you promised the Lord and give out exactly what you said. You see how this is her only son. Do you see the depth of how she respected her promise? She told the Lord, she cried, she was childless, and the Lord gave her a son. And she promised the Lord that she will give the son, she will give him to the Lord. And the time came and she actually did that, and that was the only child she had at that moment. You see, how can the Lord not bless her more? Because you will notice the Lord will give her more children. If you go on, and later she did a prayer in chapter 2. You can go read her prayer in chapter 2 from chapter 2 verse 1 to chapter 10. You can read it and understand, and if you read it, you understand deeply that she's actually saying that stop oppressing people, stop your boasting, especially in verse 3, stop your loud boasting. I think here she's referring to what Penina did to her. So stop oppressing people. This is what we learned. So, and in her prayer, this is a prayer. Let's just say, make this prayer if you know that you are being bullied. you are being oppressed, make this earnest prayer to the Lord, and the Lord will surely answer you. I pray. He will surely answer you. And don't forget, don't only pray to the Lord only when you need something. Always pray to the Lord, even if you don't do anything. If you don't do anything, thank the Lord for what you have done in your life. Thank Him for the breath of life. And then we go on. Then Elkanah went back home to Ramah, but the boy Samuel stayed in Shiloh and served the Lord under priest Eli.